Listen, I need you to understand something right now. Life is about choices, and today you're looking at one of the best choices you'll ever make. See, when you choose me, you're not just choosing a person, you're choosing commitment, passion, and results. I don't show up halfway. I don't believe in almost. I show up all in every single time. You want consistency? I got it. You want dedication? I live it. You want someone who will fight for every inch until we win? That's me. Commitment and passion are two forces that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. They are the foundation of every lasting achievement, every breakthrough, and every victory. Without commitment, even the most talented individual will eventually fade, because talent alone cannot carry someone through the obstacles of life. Without passion, even the hardest worker will eventually burn out, because when the heart isn't invested, the effort feels like a burden. But when commitment and passion come together, they create a fire that nothing can extinguish. That fire becomes the reason you keep moving forward, even when everything in you feels like quitting. It becomes the reason you get up early, stay up late, and push through the days when progress feels slow. Commitment means deciding that once you've chosen a path, you're not going to keep second-guessing yourself or running to the next opportunity that looks easier. It's planting your feet firmly and saying, this is where I stand, and this is what I will give everything to. It is a promise to yourself that you will remain steady even when things get shaky. Passion is the heartbeat that fuels that commitment. It is the joy that makes the work feel lighter, the excitement that makes even the struggle feel worth it, and the energy that pushes you beyond your limits. Passion transforms effort into purpose. It transforms work into calling. It transforms long nights into invested time instead of wasted time. Now think about people who have built great legacies. What kept them going was not just a plan on paper. It was a burning passion for what they believed in, matched with an unshakable commitment to see it through. Commitment kept them from giving up, and passion gave them the desire to keep climbing even after failing. Together, those two forces make a person unstoppable. And that is what creates trust in others, because people can feel when someone is committed, and they can sense when someone is passionate. It's not something you can fake for long. It's either in you or it's not. The truth is, commitment and passion demand sacrifice. They ask you to give up comfort, to give up excuses, and to give up the idea that success should come quickly. They require patience, discipline, and resilience. But the reward is worth it, because when you are committed and passionate, opportunities begin to open. People notice your energy, they recognize your dedication, and they start to believe in you because you believe in yourself. Doors open not just because of skill, but because of the energy you bring with you. When you carry passion, people want to be around you. When you show commitment, people want to rely on you. In life, there will be moments where you feel like quitting. There will be days when the weight feels unbearable and nothing seems to be moving forward. That is where commitment saves you. Commitment keeps you steady when emotions want to push you off track. Passion reignites you when you feel empty. It reminds you why you started in the first place. Without them, you'll walk away too soon. With them, you'll hold on long enough to win. To live with commitment and passion is to live with purpose. It's saying to the world, I'm not here to play small. I'm here to give my best no matter the cost. That kind of energy is magnetic, inspiring, and unforgettable. When you combine the two, you don't just chase success, you embody it. And that is what makes people choose you, trust you, and follow you. Commitment and passion don't just change your life. They change the lives of everyone who crosses your path. Consistency and reliability are two of the most powerful qualities a person can carry, because they build trust, respect, and long-term success. Anybody can show up once with energy, enthusiasm, and promises, but it takes consistency to show up again and again with the same level of effort and commitment. Reliability is about being someone people can count on, not just when things are easy, but especially when they are difficult. Together, consistency and reliability create a foundation so strong that people know without a doubt you will follow through on what you say. In a world full of broken promises and temporary efforts, being consistent and reliable sets you apart in a way that no talent or luck ever could. Consistency is about habits, discipline, and choosing to keep moving forward even when motivation fades. Motivation will come and go, but consistency means you don't depend on feeling good to do what needs to be done. You keep showing up day after day, even on the days when no one is clapping for you, even when progress is slow, and even when no one else sees your effort. That is where true strength is built. Consistency says, I will keep doing the work until the results show up, and then I'll keep going even after that. It's a quiet force, but over time, it creates visible impact. Reliability takes consistency a step further. It's not just about showing up for yourself, but also about showing up for others. It means your word has weight. And when you say you will do something, people don't have to question it. Reliability means being the person people know they can lean on, whether in friendships, family, or professional life. It builds trust because trust is never formed through one grand gesture. It's built through repeated proof that you will be there. When others know they can depend on you, opportunities naturally flow your way because reliability is rare and valuable. The combination of consistency and reliability builds credibility. Think of the greatest athletes, leaders, and professionals. Their success didn't come from a single performance. It came from years of showing up consistently and being reliable under pressure. The world notices people who don't disappear when things get hard. Anyone can shine for a moment, but only those who are consistent continue shining. That's why people trust them, invest in them, and choose them over others who may have more talent but less reliability. These qualities also demand sacrifice. Consistency requires discipline, meaning you must sometimes say no to distractions, comfort, or laziness. Reliability requires integrity, meaning you have to do what you said you would do, even if it becomes inconvenient. But what you gain in return is priceless respect, trust, and opportunities that only come to those who prove themselves dependable. People may admire talent, but they respect reliability. They may enjoy passion, but they rely on consistency. There will always be moments when it feels easier to quit or to do just enough to get by, but the difference between the ones who succeed and the ones who fade is that the successful ones keep going. They treat every day as a chance to prove themselves, not with empty words, but with consistent action. Over time, these actions compound. What looked like small daily efforts become massive achievements because consistency multiplies results. Living with consistency and reliability is about building a reputation that speaks before you do. It's about walking into a room and people knowing if this person says it, it's as good as done. That kind of reputation is not built overnight, but once it is earned, it cannot be easily taken away. It becomes your character, your brand, and your legacy. And that is why consistency and reliability are not just habits. They are the keys to lasting success and to earning the kind of trust that makes people believe in you without hesitation. Resilience through struggles is the quality that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live and rise above circumstances. Life was never designed to be smooth. It will throw obstacles, heartbreaks, disappointments, and failures at you. The question is never whether struggles will come. The question is whether you will stand back up when they do. Resilience is that inner voice that says, this is hard, but I'm harder. This knocked me down, but I will not stay down. It is not about pretending the pain doesn't exist. It is about deciding that the pain will not control the outcome of your story. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has a backstory filled with setbacks. They lost jobs. They were rejected. They faced betrayal. They endured seasons when nothing seemed to work. Yet what made them stand out was not luck. It was their resilience. They looked at struggles not as permanent walls, but as temporary barriers. When one door slammed shut, they kept knocking until another opened. When life told them no, resilience made them believe it was only a delay, not a denial. Struggles test the depth of your desire. Anybody can keep going when everything is smooth, but true character is revealed in the storm. Resilience is not built in times of comfort. It is forged in difficulty. Each time you endure hardship and refuse to quit, you grow stronger. You build a kind of toughness that no book or classroom can teach. You begin to realize that the very struggles that tried to break you are the same ones shaping you into someone unshakable. That is why resilient people don't look at struggles as enemies. They see them as teachers. The process is not easy. Resilience requires you to keep moving forward when your energy is low, when your hope feels thin, and when your circumstances scream that it's over. It requires grit, faith, and determination. Sometimes resilience looks like small steps, just doing what you can with what you have that day. Other times it looks like a full comeback, rising stronger than before. Both matter. Both prove that you will not let struggles define you. Another truth about resilience is that it inspires others. People watch how you handle your storms, and your ability to keep standing becomes a light for those who feel like quitting. When you show resilience, you're not just surviving for yourself. You're giving hope to everyone who witnesses your journey. Your scars become proof that healing is possible. Your story becomes a testimony that strength can come out of struggle. It is also important to understand that resilience does not mean you never feel pain, fear, or doubt. It means you feel all of those things, but still choose not to stop. It's about acknowledging your tears, but refusing to let them drown your willpower. It's about admitting the mountain is steep, but climbing it anyway. Resilience is courage in motion. When you build resilience through struggles, you develop a mindset that no setback is final. You learn that every failure carries a lesson. Every loss prepares you for gain, and every closed door redirects you toward a better one. Over time, resilience makes you fearless, not because struggles disappear, but because you know you can handle them. You stop running from challenges and start embracing them because you understand that on the other side of struggle is growth, strength, and wisdom. To be resilient is to declare, life may knock me down, but it will never knock me out. It is deciding that no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. That decision, repeated over and over, transforms you into a force that struggles cannot defeat. Resilience through struggles is not just a skill, it is a way of life. And it is the reason you will always find a way forward, no matter how hard the journey becomes. Action over words is one of the greatest truths of life, because words alone do not build dreams. They do not change circumstances, and they do not move mountains. Words are easy. Anybody can make promises, talk about plans, or paint a picture of what they will one day achieve. But action is what separates talkers from doers. Action is what proves sincerity, what demonstrates character, and what brings vision into reality. A life full of promises without follow-through leaves nothing behind but disappointment. But a life full of consistent action leaves a legacy that cannot be erased. The reason action is so powerful is because it is undeniable. People may doubt your words, they may question your intentions, but they cannot argue with results. Action makes the invisible visible. You can say you are dedicated, but action proves it. You can say you will change, but action reveals it. You can say you believe, but action demonstrates it. At the end of the day, people will not remember what you promised them. They will remember what you delivered. This truth applies to every area of life. In relationships, words of love mean little without actions of care, sacrifice, and loyalty. In business, bold claims mean nothing without the discipline to show up, put in the hours, and create results. In personal growth, dreams and goals mean nothing if they remain written on paper but never acted upon. Action is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. It is the only way to cross from wishing into winning. The challenge is that action often feels harder than words. Talking requires little effort. Action demands sweat, sacrifice, and consistency. Talking feels safe. Action requires courage because it exposes you to failure, criticism, and discomfort. But that is exactly why action is so rare and so valuable. Many people will talk about what they plan to do, but only a few will take the uncomfortable steps to actually do it. Those few are the ones who rise, who succeed, and who are remembered. Another truth is that action doesn't have to be grand to matter. Small, consistent steps carry more power than big promises shouted loudly, but never fulfilled. Each time you take action, no matter how small, you build momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence fuels even greater action. Over time, these daily choices add up to something remarkable. A person who acts consistently will always outpace the one who talks big but never moves. Action also builds credibility. When people see that your behavior matches your words, they begin to trust you. Trust is not built by how convincing you sound, but by how reliable you prove to be. This is why the most respected individuals are not necessarily the ones who talk the loudest, but the ones who act with integrity and keep their commitments even when no one is watching. There will always be those who doubt you, but your actions have the power to silence every doubt. Instead of arguing, prove yourself with results. Instead of defending your worth, let your work speak. Instead of trying to convince others of your potential, show them through your effort and outcomes. Over time, actions become your greatest voice, louder than any promise or speech. Choosing action over words is also choosing growth over comfort. Every step you take moves you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Every risk, every effort, every attempt teaches you something that words never could. Failure in action is still progress because it gives you experience. But failure to act leaves you with nothing but regret. It is better to stumble while moving forward than to stay still while talking about movement. At the end of your life, you will not be measured by what you said you would do, but by what you actually did. That is why action matters more than words. It defines your reputation, your success, and your legacy. Words may inspire, but only action changes lives. When you choose action over words, you stop living in dreams and start living in reality. And reality, shaped by action, is always more powerful than the promises that never left your lips. Value and investment are two sides of the same coin, and understanding them is what separates those who drift through life from those who build something meaningful. Value is what you bring to the table, your skills, your energy, your reliability, your attitude, and the impact you create in the lives of others. Investment is what you pour into yourself and into the people and opportunities around you. When these two forces come together, they create a cycle of growth, influence, and success that not only benefits you, but also leaves a lasting impact on everyone connected to you. Value is not about titles, money, or status. It is about what changes when you enter a room, a conversation, or a situation. Do you bring solutions, encouragement, and progress, or do you drain energy with negativity and excuses? Value is measured by contribution. The more you contribute, the more indispensable you become. People are naturally drawn to those who add value because value is rare. In a world where many take more than they give, the ones who consistently give are the ones who stand out. But value does not appear by accident. It is created through investment. Investment means choosing to develop yourself, sharpening your skills, growing your mindset, and improving your character. Every book you read, every challenge you embrace, every skill you refine is an investment that increases your value. People sometimes wonder why opportunities pass them by, but the truth is opportunities flow toward value. The greater the value you carry, the more doors open because the world rewards those who prepare themselves. Investment is not only about personal growth, it's also about where you put your time, energy, and heart. When you invest in relationships, you create trust and loyalty. When you invest in your work, you create excellence. When you invest in your dreams with consistent effort, you create momentum that carries you forward even when motivation fades. Every investment is a seed, and seeds never remain small. With time and care, they multiply into something greater than what you first planted. One of the most important truths about value and investment is that they demand patience. You don't create value overnight. You don't see the results of investment immediately. That's why so many people quit too early. They want instant results. But true growth takes time. The seed planted today does not bear fruit tomorrow. It requires nurturing, discipline, and belief. The people who understand this principle stay committed even when they cannot yet see the return. And because of that, they eventually reap a harvest that others only dream of. The power of value and investment also lies in reciprocity. When you become a person of value, people naturally want to invest in you, whether with opportunities, mentorship, or resources. In the same way, when you invest in others, you create bonds that return to you in ways you could never predict. The most successful individuals are not those who hoard, but those who pour into others, because what you give always finds its way back to you, multiplied. Living with this mindset also means understanding that your value should never remain stagnant. You should always be investing in becoming better, wiser, and stronger. The world is constantly evolving, and if you stop growing, you stop falling behind. But if you remain a student of life, always seeking to improve, your value will continue to rise, and with it, your influence and impact. At the end of the day, value and investment determine your legacy. People will remember the value you brought into their lives and the investments you made in things that truly mattered. Success is not measured by how much you gain, but by how much you gave, how much you grew, and how many lives you touched. When you commit to being a person of value and living a life of intentional investment, you guarantee that your presence will never be forgotten and your impact will never fade. Confidence and assurance are qualities that make people believe in you even before you open your mouth. They are not just about how you look or how loudly you speak. They are about the energy you carry and the certainty with which you move through life. Confidence is the inner belief that you are capable, worthy, and prepared. Assurance is the outward expression of that belief. The calm and steady presence that tells others, you can count on me. Together, they create a force that draws opportunities, inspires trust, and makes people want to stand behind you. Confidence begins within. It is not arrogance, and it is not pretending to be perfect. True confidence comes from knowing who you are, accepting your flaws, and still believing in your ability to grow and succeed. It is the quiet certainty that even if you don't know everything right now, you are resourceful enough to figure it out. Confidence doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you refuse to let fear stop you. It is choosing to act in spite of doubt because you trust your ability to handle whatever comes next. Assurance is what others feel when they encounter your confidence. It shows up in the steadiness of your words, the consistency of your actions, and the integrity of your character. When you are assured, people sense that you are reliable, that you mean what you say, and that you will follow through. Assurance is not about speaking the loudest, but about being the most dependable. It is the calm strength that makes people feel safe, putting their trust in you. The combination of confidence and assurance builds influence. People naturally follow those who know where they are going and carry themselves as if they belong there. Think of leaders who inspire crowds or mentors who motivate their students. Their confidence lights the way, and their assurance creates security. Without these qualities, people hesitate. With them, people believe. That belief is powerful because it not only opens doors, but also makes others want to help you walk through them. Confidence and assurance are not given, they are developed. They grow through preparation, through experience, and through persistence. Each time you step out of your comfort zone and succeed, Even in small ways, your confidence grows. Each time you keep your word, deliver on a promise, or show reliability, your assurance strengthens. Over time, these qualities become part of your identity, and people no longer need convincing. They can see it in you. It is also important to understand that confidence and assurance are contagious. When you walk into a room with self-belief, people around you feel it. When you speak with conviction, people listen differently. When you carry yourself with assurance, people naturally trust your guidance. This is why these qualities are so vital in relationships, business, and leadership. They don't just affect you, they shape the way others respond to you. Of course, there will be times when your confidence feels shaken and your assurance is tested. Life will bring challenges that make you question yourself. But confidence is not about never doubting. It is about reminding yourself of what you've already overcome. Assurance is not about never stumbling. It is about proving through consistency that one stumble doesn't define you. The more you rise after setbacks, the stronger your confidence and assurance become. Living with confidence and assurance is about walking in alignment with your values, trusting your preparation, and refusing to shrink yourself for anyone. It is about carrying the mindset that you are enough, you are capable, and you are here for a reason. When you live this way, people cannot help but notice. They will choose you not because of flashy words, but because of the unwavering belief and certainty you bring into every situation. Confidence and assurance do not just open doors. They keep them open because people know you are worthy of the opportunity and steady enough to carry the responsibility.